Hello, today me and Russell are going to be doing something slightly different. This has been a long time in the planning, but it's something we've been wanting to do for a couple of years. Again, I found out about this about 20 years ago, and it is a proper myth of Oxford as to whether it exists and who has actually done it. Now, as you can see, Russell and myself are dressed like action men today. That's because we're going to be following the footsteps of a famous Oxford man, T. Lawrence, also known as Lawrence of Arabia. So we're going to carry on the walk. We're going to be following this waterway because what we're going to be doing is going through the length of Trill Mill stream, which is a culvert that runs from one side of Oxford, from the west side over to the east side, and finishes in Christchurch Meadow. I won't bore you with the walk. I just thought I'd stop here because it was picturesque by the water. It is very hot. It's 35 degrees today, so we're going to get into our waders, and we'll see you in a short while when we're ready to go in the hole. Okay, we've completed our walk through the centre of Oxford, and we're now at the entrance. So me and Russ are going to get out of our skimpies, and we're going to get into our waders, and then I'll film us just as we're going in. I'll do a little bit of a talk on the sluice gate that's in front, but then we'll get straight in the hole and we'll start filming down there. Okay, we're fully kitted out, as you can see. I'll pan down. I look like a right action man. So does Russell. I'll flip the camera around and I'll film Russell going in, and then hopefully I'll get in without any problems. How deep would you say? I say it's about 8 foot deep before we hit the water. We've made sure we got hard hats, plenty of torches, plenty of batteries, plenty of spare everything. Now I understand that other people that will be watching this video have probably done this trek in wellies with a torch. However, we're not just going down there to get one from one end to the other, as much as that is our end goal. We're mainly going down there so that we can document it for many of you that are not able to do this mission, and you may have heard of it over the course of your life, and you've always wondered what Trill Mill tunnel looks like. So hopefully me and Russell can sort that mystery out for you today. I'll flip the camera around and I'll see you in the tunnel. Okay, so we are just currently at the entrance. As you can see, the grating that is supposed to protect it has been moved. We have not cut the lock. Russ is going to get down with some degree of elegance. This is our cobweb and rat poking device should we be lumbered with them. This is the sluice gate. I'll just go down and quickly do this for you. This here is the entrance to Trill Mill, and it is a iron sluice gate made in Westminster, which is strange because we have Lucy's Iron Works in Oxford that done a lot of the cast work. A lot of the manholes and a lot of the electrical equipment in Oxford is cast at Lucy's, so it's strange that it's not. Is it nice and warm down there?
Cool.
It's quite cool, but it smells. Okay, so I'll try and get down there with the camera. Or Russ, do you want to? You have to turn it around slowly because it will try and follow you. So just turn it round. That's it. You look very scared. Right, now turn it round so you can.
What's this? So it's... Sorry, mate.
Right. Once Russell gets used to the movement. Right, okay. So, you see we're fully kitted. Hopefully I can do this with a degree of elegance. Relatively. Right, we'll move that right back over. It's a lot deeper there, Russ.
Okay, I'm glad you was holding on to something. I've got no control over your gimbal.
Right, so just going to turn you around. You can see here that the tunnel is
7 foot
predominantly tall. Yeah, it's about 7. Yeah, it's about 7 foot tall. It does smell quite stagnant down here. I'm just going to get my torch out. There's my yellow torch.
I think once we get past these breaking bricks.
Okay, so show you what we're walking through. Russ has got the big light today. Right. So as you can see, how deep is it? About 6 to 8 inches deep.
5 ankles, yeah.
Okay. Right. So you can see the construction. Some people have said that it's like a flipped egg. However, it does look almost like a hot air balloon, so it's quite a narrow curve, or you know, acute curve on the bottom. And it gets much bigger at the top. Oh, the water's nice and cool. So on the sides, we've got these little holes that go out, obviously for drainage from maybe the roads. Can you see any markings on the wall or anything, Russ, yet?
No, mate. It's always wet at the moment.
Okay.
Getting deeper.
Okay, yeah, it is getting a bit deeper now. Good job we wore waders. So as we go, I will be looking to see. Oh God, we are getting deep now. Oh.
Above the wellies is a bit unsettling, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit. I'm glad we actually got waders as opposed to just wellies. The water's quite clear. It's clear until we start stirring it around. Oh, this feels really strange. So underfoot, we have pretty much sort of like a round stone on a sort of like brick base. So it feels like you're walking on marbles almost. I'm going to try and change the... Hopefully it's not too echoey for you. I'm going to see if I can put the microphone on. We can hear the vehicles that are going over the manholes. Now, hopefully, that is a bit better sound for you. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Okay, so we're getting to our first corner section. We can see a much more modern... Oh, God, that was... Jesus. That was deep. You can see it's obviously been reinforced at different times when we're probably coming up to roughly where the west gate is. Yeah, the middle's right, it's a bit cooler. I can now feel the bottom through the silt. Okay, we're getting some first modern sections. We've got a sort of like a, what is it, a 45-degree turn, Russ?
Could be 90, yeah, not fast, but oh, we've got chains.
Ooh. We've got our first set of box section. Okay, so the roof now has got to about 4 foot high. And as you can see, it's very echoing here. I hope you can hear. I think I'll go ahead for a bit and I'll turn around and show you what Russell looks like. So you see he's having to stoop. This is why we thought we'd film it, especially for the people less abled. We're getting on a little bit now, so we understand. It's a lovely little pool just down here. Nice clear pool. A few stones. With a big waterway that comes off the side of it. Oh, I think I sat down in the water because that was cold. So we've got a big waterway that comes under there. Right, sorry. We shall continue. We've done it in 8 minutes. Oh, what fish is that? We've done it in 8 minutes, but we're expecting to take us about 40 minutes. Obviously stooped and taking one step to our normal 5. Oh, this is lovely now. So now the water's just above my wellies, probably looking at about 12 inches deep. And the silt has now got down to literally nothing. And there's plenty of fish. I could definitely do with a break in a minute to give my back a bit of a rest. So we're already twice as long as it would have taken us above ground. Okay, this is getting a little bit more worrying. So it turns a 90-degree turn here to the left. Oh, I thought we'd have to go through that pipe, Russ. Okay, I'm going to do, oh yes, Okay, whoa, it gets a bit deeper here, Russ. Watch your footing. Okay, right, we're back in the hot air balloon shaped part. And the silt. Watch it underfoot there, Russ. Oh, and it gets a bit higher here. So this is what we were looking for. This is much cooler. Oh God, I can stand now. Yeah. Okay, so we're now back in about, well, it's about 9 foot tall now. Back to the Victorian brickwork from, I say, about 1877.
Ooh, that is nice.
Okay, I'll just show you this manhole. We've got a manhole just here. Nice square one. A bit rusty, but I'm sure very sturdy still. Obviously, this probably would have had a structural test when they done the west gate, so as to make sure that it was strong enough. What we're going to do, I'm going to just quickly turn around, and me and Russ are going to have a bit of a break just here. So I shall continue filming in possibly about 5 minutes. Okay, so we are currently at the other end of the box section, which is just to my right, which is just down here. As you can see, that's the bit that if you're watching the long video, you've just walked with us. Oh, hold on, we'll turn that way. The box section is very stoopy, and it hurt me back, so that's not very good. But in obviously, as we walked through, I was explaining certain parts about Trill Mill. I was talking about T. Lawrence and when he came down. Now, I believe that the Oxford sewer system or drainage system, like some of the culverts, was actually done in 1877. Lawrence, or T. Lawrence, didn't come down until 1908, so he came down about 40 years later. I believe from what I've read that most of Trill Mill was partially covered in about 1863. So it was done a little bit before the rest of the system was done. I also read, which was actually, there's a website called trillmill.wordpress.com, and that's got lots of history. It's a fantastic website if you go and look at it, and it explains a lot of the mythology behind Trill Mill. It explains a lot about how it's been used in literature, and how some of the well-known stories. I'm not sure if it's. I'm not sure C.S. Lewis used it. Or anyway, go on the WordPress, the trillmill.wordpress.com, and as I say, read up about the history. And it's fascinating. So a lot of the facts will be doubled up because, as I say, I've used many different websites, read many different reports of the people coming down. One, to make sure it was safe for me and Russell, but also just because I love the history. Now, when I heard about this, say 20 odd years ago. It always grabbed my attention that there was a tunnel that went from one side of Oxford to the other. It doesn't quite go from one side of Oxford to the other. It probably goes from one half to the centre, because St Aldate's is pretty much the centre, and we're going to come out in Christchurch. In T. Lawrence's reports, he's got a book which is a collective book of his friends and writing stories about when he was in Oxford and an undergraduate at Jesus College. And in one of the reports, there's 5 friends that come down. They came down with candles, I think an acetone lamp or something like that off of a bicycle, and they came down in canoes and boats. We obviously decided not to come down in a canoe, one, because neither me or Russell own a canoe, and also it was a lot easier to do talks and when you're walking rather than rowing. I'll flip well, in fact, no, just come with me just down here a second. So we've got the, back to, like I say, the Victorian brickwork and the flipped egg or hot air balloon shape. It's beautiful now, it's got a lot bigger. So at one point it would have got bigger, it was about 7 foot at that end. And it didn't feel like we were stood on top of brick. No, it did feel like we were stood on top of brick. So this is definitely a bit bigger, so it would have widened as they come down. From what I've read, there were certain sections of it they had to stoop, so they had to lay down on the boat so as they could actually get through. Thankfully, we just had to stoop from about 80 metres, 100 metres maybe, as it goes under Westgate. If you go through the Westgate, one of the lanes that goes from east to west through sort of like the cut through bit of Westgate is actually called Trill Mill Way, I do believe. So at one point, maybe the section that we've just walked through, but we may well be walking underneath you as you walk through Westgate. This is really exciting for me, being an Oxford lad. This is something I have wanted to do for, I say, about 20 years, and I'm finally getting the chance now. We haven't encountered any rats. They did say in Lawrence's report about the rats. Obviously, we found a turtle the other day at the other end of Christchurch. But what I do, I save some facts from when we're walking, so it's not so boring, because it's not just a boring box tunnel now. We did find some beautiful fish that were following us as we go through. So if you are watching the short version of this video, go back or go on my YouTube and have a look, and there'll be the long version of the video. I hope you can hear me well, because it's very echoey down here, even worse in the box section. So, okay, I'm going to turn the camera off, have another drink of water, get set up, and carry on with our mission. Okay, so we're going to continue our walk now. We've had our water break. Oh, is it getting deep? I'm going to expect a bit of a drop off here. Oh yeah. Ooh, God. Okay, so we're nearing about 2 foot of water now.
I'll let you lead.
Let's have a look at the weddies. Weddies are completely about knee height. It's lovely and cool though. The brickwork is very beautiful. Obviously the pointing. Russ, you got the light on? No, keep it on for now. The mortar's very blown out. You can see here actually where it's changing shape. So we've got a beautiful arch here. A bit of reinforcement at the top. Oh, sorry.
I got graffiti.
Have you got graffiti?
I've got graffiti.
Oh, wonderful, Russell. Hold on.
Tim.
Oh, there you are.
Oh.
2007. Okay, so we got. So if this is you, please message and say. But we've got I don't know.
Oh, no.
I can't tell what that is. FTT. Oh, sorry. Is that F or E? FTT. JJH. Is that 19? Then we've got just some random shapes. We've got Tim in 14. So these are some other explorers, along with Lawrence of Arabia. Oh, well, Russ, you want to write your name in there? The year of the pandemic. Okay, so there we go. We've added our little bit of history. It says Stuart Panther 2020, and he's signed his name Russell Clifford 2020. Okay, let's continue on. As I was saying, we're just coming to a slightly smaller bit. The water's still deep. It's at least it's over my knees now.
And we got a new smell.
You see the 2 centre bricks run parallel to each other. Oh, my gimbal's just giving up the ghost on me a little bit. Sorry. Okay, right, in a few moments, I think my gimbal has given up the ghost on me, so I'm going to just quickly stop for a second and change how I'm filming. Okay, sorry for that quick break, but the gimbal just decided to give up on me, so we're just trying it again. Right, so the water now is, again, crystal clear. It's about, I'll turn around and see if I can see Russ. Just turn your light off for a second, turn it away, Russ. So you can see Russell now is almost, probably, the technical term is probably balls deep. Yeah.
Camera.
And you can see the silt, and you can see the water level that how high it comes. So at certain times it's probably right up, I don't know, Might even fill the whole thing. You can see the mud on the wall there. We're now coming to a smaller arch. Again, Victorian sort of construction, maybe a slightly newer wall at the top. Oh, thank you, Russ. Oh, what's that there? Nothing. Okay. Right. We're getting into a smaller town. It's got almost stoop height, maybe just a little bit higher. Again, you can see that if you did come down in a punt or a canoe, you would have to lie down. You've got a very silt-filled hole off the side. Relatively modernish. It looks like cast concrete. I'd say that was about, I don't know, 14 inches across. Oh, what we got here? Another drainage off the side. So nothing too interesting. No old graffiti. It's a bit of structural support at the top. So another name for this stream is actually called Proteus. It's named after the Lydian River, whose banks were reputedly lined with gold. Now, one of the writers from yesteryear said it was probably because it was so full of manure and crap and bones that the gold was actually the manure, and the gold was for the farmers because they could spread it on their fields and turn the manure and stuff into food. So it meant it in a ironic sort of sense. Okay, so I think, have I got a log underneath or have I got a bit of step? Right, I've got a step up now, so it's getting a lot smaller, and you can see it's getting slightly eerie looking. We do have cobweb bats. You may have seen Russell with a white bat. That's for cobwebs and or rats. As you can imagine, there may well be rats. Right. What's up, Russ?
Oh no, it's just all funny levels.
Okay. Right. What are you doing? Turning your light out. Right, I just quickly Russ has just turned his light out. I'm going to turn my light out and we'll see just how dark it is. I'll turn my head torch off first. Okay. That is absolutely pitch black. Right. We are probably, I don't know, if I can just about, I'd say that I could just be about 5 foot in height now. Probably about 5 foot wide. We've come to another manhole. But as you can see, the manhole is very, very close to us. So we're not too far below ground still. We may well be walking directly underneath you. Okay, it's opened up again. I'll turn around and have a look. The brickwork, oh, it's very, very jaggedy. You can see that I think the roof here, this is obviously the original tunnel. So this is probably the 1877 sort of brickwork or the 1863. And then this above is possibly a later date because you can see it runs on top of the older wall or the older tunnel. It doesn't smell too good down here now. No. It's smelling a little bit ripe. So what we'll do is we'll just have we got a bit of an obstacle in front. Right, let's go. So originally, Trill Mill stream ran on the outside of the medieval city, on the outside of the wall, so around the wall where Greyfriars was, and it was known for being almost like the city dumping ground. Herbert Hurst in 1899 wrote, "It was clear that the southern half of Trill Mill stream, which was on the east side of this spot, had been for many years a place of deposit for bones and horns of oxen, leg bones of sheep, some deer, reducing the width of the stream from 15 feet to about 6. So it's not necessarily had a very good past, Trill Mill. It is now not a sewer. It is now just a underground stream. We're coming to several pipes here. Sorry to miss these out. Several reasonably rusty pipes, and we can hear running water. Again, the brickwork now is sort of like more like a purple, almost like a burnt. Oh, and the silt is very high. The silt's now probably knee deep, and the water's probably thigh deep. A beautiful bit of brickwork up here, where the oh, way up, Russ. That's a big step up there.
That's what.
It's a step up. So we've got a lovely brickwork there and a manhole cover. Again, that's not smelling too good as we mix up the silt. Oh, we've got some concrete in. Oh, and we're going to have to get right down again and do some ducking. Sorry for the not so good camera work.
Oh, good.
Oh, sorry Russ, I'm having to... I think I've got a bag on the back. Right, okay. So we're now at a point where the ceiling has again been reinforced. So this is probably, I would say we might be under the west gate now, Russ, under the walkway. Oh. We've been in here for about an hour now. We figured it would take us about this time. Oh, the silt is very deep. It's a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. It's possibly because we're walking about half a mile an hour. Just take a breather for a sec. Right. Now we know at some point this tunnel gets very, very small, and we are possibly going to have to go through on our hands and knees. Now, that's Russell's light. Watch out, Russ, there's a stick there. Sticks up. We know it's going to get smaller at some point. Okay. The silt again comes all the way to the top now. So I do imagine that this does fill all the way to the brim. Again, we've got the straight line of bricks down the centre, obviously finishing off the curve. It's not the best brickwork. I'd appreciate it if it was, but a lot of the mortar is now pushed out. Oh, it's quite hard to walk now because everything's a bit... The water's giving us resistance, and so's the silt. Oh, what we got here? This doesn't look very nice. Just a bit of blocking of an old pipe, and then we've got another old pipe there. He's down there. Again, it's just me and Russ down here, so if you see any eyes, then please let us know, because we don't notice everything. Now, there's another myth with this tunnel, and that was back in there's several reports. Oh, lots of the bricks are falling out, so watch out, that's why we're wearing hard hats. There's a report that when this was dredged a long time ago, be careful for here, Russ, that there was a Victorian punt that was found with 2 dead bodies in it, of 2 students that had starved to death. Now, me and Russ have come prepared, so we've got provisions. Again, some of you others that are watching this film or video will probably have done this with a bicycle lamp or a candle. Just before we get to this bit where it gets a lot smaller, we will quite possibly... Oh, thanks, you've got my bat. We'll possibly do a bit of candlelit walking to see what it was like for Lawrence of Arabia and all of the other Oxford or Oxonians that had made this trek. Right, we're coming up to another feature. You can see, I wouldn't advise coming down here. We've taken many precautions and we've got someone waiting for us to make sure that we get out. I wouldn't advise coming down here. So just, if someone wants to know what Trill Mill stream looks like, just send them towards this video. Okay, so we've got some more brickwork now, is it? These spikes up the end. The water's crotch height. And we have a sort of like a setting stone in the centre. Again, no marks. I don't know, I can almost see a mark on there. No, it looks like a 2 something 2, but it might just be the human brain's ability to see shapes and numbers in anything, and faces. The water is a lovely colour now. It's either that or it's acidic. Okay, we're at another section. There's a massive spider there, but try not to make the gimbal go mad, but there's another manhole from underneath. I'm not sure where we are. We might be in Rose Place, is it? Or Rose Lane? I've got no clue where we are. The water's kind of a murky colour now, but got like a blue tinge to it, turquoisey. Well, thankfully, with these stones at the top, it's looks a lot safer now. Better construction. I feel like I'm floating though now. Thankfully, my bag's 100% waterproof. Again, many little outlets sticking out the side. I try not to ignore the fact that we're actually down here to look at the tunnel itself. Okay. And now we have a ball. So has anyone lost a ball? We have found one in Trill Mill. Oh, Russ, I'm actually floating. I'll turn around and see what Russell's like. Turn your light away, Russ.
Deep.
This is deep. I'm glad we didn't just wear wellies.
No, and anyone who said they did just wear wellies, you're lying.
Yeah. And we have come on one of the driest days of the year. In fact, it's been a fantastically dry couple of weeks. Apart from thunderstorms, but this is England. Right. Oh, I feel like we're making ground though now, Russ. Right, again, it's got bigger. So I'll turn around a little bit. Little holes off to the side. And again, this brickwork's a little bit better. The arch is finished. Russell's sculpting himself. And there we go. So, again, silt level is up to, or can get up to the ceiling water tide line. Says I've only got about half an hour left to film, Russ, so we might have to swap. Right, again above us, got a lovely bit of brickwork to create this lovely circle here. It's a circle, but it's actually curved with the arch, so it's fantastic. If you look at the bricks there, leaning back, that is a beautiful bit of brickwork. And then a bit of fantastic modern sheet metal above for reinforcement. Now this is back to the size that it was earlier, so it's about, I don't know, what would you say, Russ? About 8, 9 feet again? 8 feet?
Yeah, 8 feet.
It looks nicely constructed, probably the original. I'm glad we didn't come down here when it was really wet. When Lawrence of Arabia was down here with his friends, they did say that they brought a starting pistol with them, or a pistol with them, and some blanks to fire under the gutters and the grates to scare people. Now, understanding that this might not be the same roof that Lawrence was under. It might have been changed, but there's not many grates. We've only come across about 3 or 4 manholes. It's very tranquil down here. To think that we're walking under the streets of Oxford right now is quite something special. And I'm glad we could bring you along with us today. Right, we're quite deep now. There's a manhole above us, and that's probably about, I don't know, 10, 12 feet up. No, probably 10 feet. Probably the size of a basketball hoop, or the height of a basketball hoop. A few stalactites on the roof. Whoa. See how clear the water is. I say it's murky, but it's not that bad. You can see my foot. Oh yeah. See the silt as we go through, stirring it up. Oh, this is cool. This is what I was hoping for it to be like. Nice long stretches of tunnels. God knows how far we've actually walked. We'll have to measure it on the Google Maps. I might put some pictures maybe in the comments, or I might put them on the video. I know this is going to be a long one for you today to watch. Oh, there's a few obstacles on the floor, Russ. Oh. You hear noises? Just, no, stop. It's just the water. Right. Tell you what, Russ, do you want to get... Hold on a second. Just come in front of me a sec, Russ. Oops, sorry. Hey, if you stand there a second. The liar. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to light a couple of candles. Also tells us what the oxygen level's like, which is good because the lighter stays lit. Right, there you go, Russ. Oh, no, sorry, I'll hold on. Okay, so what we're going to do now quickly is switch off our lights. Right, is my head torch on?
Yeah.
No.
It's off.
It's off. Okay, we're going to switch off our lights, or switch other ones on, that's foolish.
Hey,
okay.
I can do the rest of the trip like that.
And we're now doing it in candlelight. So, this is how the original explorers would have done this. Stem back.
The only thing I can see is my candle.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's even harder when I'm trying to film. I hope the audio's come out alright on this, because it is, like I say, very echoey.
Let me go first.
Yeah, well.
When we're doing it by candles.
Well, it kind of defies the point if it's just a black video in front of everyone. So this is quite cool. This feels very sort of English adventurer. Well, while we were probably raping and pillaging people's lands, but we shan't go there. Oh, sorry, Russ, because there's little light, it's hardly focusing on you. Whoa, the silt's quite thick now.
Yeah, it goes back to...
Okay, we'll do a little stretch. The problem is we can't see anything in front of us, so we can't see, we can see each other, and you can sort of see the walls.
I can see many things in the darkness.
Yeah.
And then, oh, here we go.
Oh, now we get into a smaller tunnel.
I see light though.
See light?
I see light and no barriers.
Oh. What, you think we're all the way through?
We are.
No.
No?
Surely not. Wow, wow, wow. I can see light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, let me just, I know that, let me just blow the candle up, Russ. See the light down there.
Oh.
Right, I'll turn our torches back on. Okay, so it looks like maybe we'll be getting to the end. So again, it's gone down to about 5 foot now. Changes level a little bit. We've got a manhole up here. Sounds like maybe St Aldate's, so maybe we are. Probably going to give everyone a shock as we turn out in Christchurch. Oh, it's very rocky. Okay. Ooh. Oh, it is very. It is almost like a water bed. See it? Oh, you've stuck, Russ. I'm going to holster my candle. So, from what we can see, it looks very light at the end now. We're probably coming up close. What's it, about 50 metres in front of us? 25. It's hard to judge distances when you're underground. So, but we've got another bit of reinforcement just above us. Oh. I hope that air's not coming out of my waders. Bit of reinforcement there. Can't hear any traffic going above. So it may well be St Aldate's. It probably is. That stretch is probably that's what you got there.
Umbrella for this part of the journey.
Okay, hold on. Let me turn the camera around again. Okay. Russ has just suggested that we need an umbrella for this part of the journey. It's got. Well, it's quite nice though. It's quite nice, like almost magical, Russ. Our last little bit journey before we come out of the other end. It is the correct shape for the end of Christchurch. That's what it looks like, isn't it? Oh, if you don't all get on the camera. It smells horrendous now, really rotten. Yeah, we're probably just stirring it up. Now, I wonder if we've come across our turtle. I don't think we'll be able to rescue him today. Oh, okay. It's now 20 past 3. Oh. So as I said, what was that, about an hour and a half for us? Hour and 20 minutes? Yeah. We did stop for about 5-10 minutes. Oh, it's definitely going to be Christchurch, isn't it? Oh, fantastic. Well, the tunnel wasn't as small as we thought it was going to get to. Again, coming up again to another manhole. Yeah, and some lovely brickwork. Again, with that curved feature, yet with a circle. Oh. I'll tell you what it's like. It's like when you're at like an oasis swimming place and they've got them sort of coral reef bits that you go around, and it's got a raining section like a rainforest. Oh, it's lovely and cool though. Thankfully I'm filming forwards and whoa. I may well add some facts on the way back because I'm not sure if I've given you much history today. But I definitely thought if we were going to do any tunnel exploring in Oxford, Trill Mill had to be on the list and a very big priority. Oh. Okay, yes, Russ. Okay. We Alright, Christchurch. Oh my goodness, that was an amazing experience. Oh, I wonder if there's anyone looking over the wall. No, thankfully not. Okay, so we're now out in Christchurch. Beautiful English summer's day. And we have made it from one side of Oxford to the other. That is nice. Oh, it's nice to be out. Oh, I nearly fell over. That'll be a good end. Right, fantastic. Oh, we can look at this bridge while we're here. Be a waste not to while we're in the water. So obviously we've got some beautiful stonework. This is probably Christchurch's stonemason that would have done this. I'm not sure how old this bridge is. You might get a pop-up on the screen saying in a minute. So again, lovely. Now this is, as I said, I'd appreciate the brickwork if it was nice. Whoa, I've got vines. Right, sorry, mate. I just kicked loads of water over Russell. So we've got the stonework there. It's beautiful, isn't it? Even the pointing's nice, considering no one sees it. Okay. Right, this is the bit that's going to be hard getting out of here. Whoa! Right, so it gets deep there, mate. Whoa. Right, we've got to try and get out over here. Oh, there's lucky, there's like a foothold. I'm going to go first, Russ, and I just want to help you up. I don't care how wet you get me. Torch up there. Oh, there's people walking over the bridge. Might try and use some of them footholds. Or.
Actually, I've got one here.
You got one there? There's a man just coming. Afternoon. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna take the mic. Well, turn around. Right, what we got? We've just come from the other side of Oxford and come out of that tunnel there.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Lawrence of Arabia done it in 1908, and it's well documented. And there's never been a video of it, so we've just done a video all the way through, looking at all the brickwork and stuff. So yeah.
Is it impressive in there?
It's lovely. Yeah. Yeah. It was a bit sketchy at certain times, but I'll just get out of the seat. What is there to grab?
Yeah, keep going, keep going. Yeah. And then arm up. Yeah.
Okay, so we're out. Right. So me and Russ are gonna quickly get changed before we jump over the wall, so we don't look like explorers walking through the centre of town. So I'll see you in a minute. Well, that was an adventure of a lifetime. Me and Russ managed to get out of our waders and our tactical looking jackets, and we're now walking out Christchurch. Goodbye Christchurch. We're now on St Aldays. So, for people that wanted to know, there is a stream that runs all the way into Oxford and you can walk along it. I wouldn't advise it, that was a hell of a mission, but I'm glad we did it. Sorry for the shaky camera, but I haven't got my gimbal. Right, so we're just out on St Aldays. There's one of the manholes, and that's in line with how it turned around the corner. Gee, I am shaking like anything. So I'll probably come back and do this video because at the moment I can't walk and talk, but this is Rose Place, and this is where the Trill Mill runs. So under some of, that's a BT one, but under some of these manholes as we walk along here will be exactly where we walked out, or walked along and under. Again, in one of the books that I read, all the extracts of the books, they were saying that you can tell that Rose Place is built above a culvert because of the way that it's formed, and obviously this alleyway is, well, that may well be, that says Thames Water, so that may well be one of the manholes. Oh, this walk was a lot easier when we done it the other day and hadn't walked through a tunnel. Oh, right, there's another manhole. So there's 2 manholes on that video. I'll have to go back and look. I'll have to see if we can spot them. But this is the waterway underneath. This must have been the bit where it was sort of falling down, to be fair. Because the nice bit, or the bit that was raining, was through Christchurch. Beautiful lamp there. Oh, these bags were a lot lighter when we was walking through the water. I'd love to give you some facts right now, but after jumping out of that and getting out and it being roasting hot, I quite possibly can't. Again, another manhole. So this will again be on the water course. I feel sorry for the people that pass in my videos unexpectedly. Now, we're not sure where it goes through here, because obviously we did come through several curves, so we're not sure as to whether it goes under some of this building. It might have been, no, it wasn't reinforced yet, was it? It was reinforced under Westgate. Did we go down that one down there the other day? Okay, I'm about to get run over by a FedEx van. Right now, so we're now in Littlegate Street. Now that would make more sense as well, because Littlegate was a little gate on in the Oxford Wall. It wasn't one of the main gates. It wasn't North Gate, South Gate, East Gate, West Gate. As many other places, Eastgate Hotel and obviously Westgate Shopping Centre. Now, we're not sure where it'd run across here, but just through here, as I said when I was underneath, we will get to... Oh, you can hear water under there. I don't know whether that was... I'll again have to look on the video and see. It's not Oxford's most picturesque part. And now we've got Westgate Shopping Centre. So we've pretty much just walked the second part of the Victorian section. And then I won't bother filming through Westgate because everyone will just think I'm strange. Okay, so this is Trill Mill Lane. Okay, so it would make sense that they weren't allowed to build on top of the culvert, and that's quite possibly why we have this gap in the Westgate. So you can come down Trill Mill Lane and follow our footsteps above ground. Okay, I'm gonna, yeah, you've been above and below. So I'm gonna stop filming now, and I'll do a little end cap just to finish things off. Okay, so we're finally back at the car after a long trek. As I said, it took us about an hour and a half, a bit longer. We thought it was going to take us about 40 minutes. Thank you for watching today. Don't forget to go to YouTube and like and subscribe, and on Facebook if you're not on there. I hope that we've taken some of you Oxonians down a tunnel that you've wanted to look at and see what it was like. As I say, I've wanted to do it for many years and have finally done it. So thank you, Russell, for being there with me, and we've made it out alive. So don't go down there because some of it was very unsafe. I hope you've enjoyed this video and have a good day.